I think one of the most quality products that are coming from the United States is fear pornography. I don't know if they created it, but like whenever you look at American politics, whether it's the media or people who make legislation, they seem to enjoy doing this, scaring the public. And they would usually talk about January 6th, or they would talk about disinformation, about Russia. And they're always extremely concerned, deeply worried. But what I noticed after following American discourse for years is that the body language doesn't reflect that. Like you would have someone talking about January 6th and the danger to democracy, but when you look at their body language, it's a well-reserved and calm demeanor compared to the things that they're saying. And I want to say that yesterday I saw the opposite. Like yesterday, I genuinely saw a speech which actually shows the speaker being legitimately afraid. So I want to show this to you, and you can see if I'm right or not. But look at the body language as well as what they're talking about.
They got scared because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know? They got scared.
And so I was curious to see who this lady is. Is she someone significant, or is she a representative from a smaller state? Turns out that she's actually a very big deal. She is the ranking member of the House of Appropriations. Like, she is in charge of spending taxpayer money. The bills passed by the Appropriation Committee regulate expenditure of money by the government of the United States, is one of the most powerful committees, and its members are seen as influential. She's also a close ally of Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And again, like this is the vibe that I got. It's like, for the first time ever, I'm actually watching a speech which is meant to terrify. In this case, it's not the public. I think it's like the other Democrats. And the speaker genuinely acts as if they are delivering a speech where they're scared. I mean, the way she acts is kind of like a religious preacher that is saying that unless we put sin aside, unless we clear our hearts and purify our minds, God is going to send tornadoes upon us. It's the type of speech that you would get like from a village elder that's talking about like, this new person that came in is a heretic. I seen him practicing devil stuff. It's kind of like that. And so I was curious to see how Elon Musk responded. And he's like, the crazy lady with the purple hair is the top House Democrat, is in charge of spending taxpayer money. And, this goes to show what I've been talking on the channel since the beginning. Politicians, when they act afraid, when they're selling fear pornography to the public, they don't really care about minorities, right? Like, they don't really care about protecting minorities when they pass hate speech laws. They don't really care about the environment when passing an environment bill. They don't really think that the planet is dying, because if they did, they wouldn't fly around private jets. No, what they actually think is that they don't want to lose their power. They don't want to lose their seat. It comes with a lot of privileges. It comes with a lot of easy money. The job of a politician is probably one of the easiest jobs in the world. You have people do things for you. You have a team of people, PR experts, people that write your speeches. Like, all you gotta do is you gotta show up, shake a couple of hands, listen to some donors and investors, and then you go and you give a speech, if you even have to do that, where you're basically reading from a prompter. That's the job of a politician. In exchange, you get to be paid thousands of dollars every single month, and you get all the prestige and all the luxury and all the perks, and you get the reputation. Who wants to lose that? Who wants to lose that? The answer is no one. They don't want a system where like every 4 years they can lose their job. They want to sit there forever until they retire. And so when someone comes up and it's like, okay, well, let's slash bureaucracy. Holy fucking shit. Like you're decimating these people, because a lot of the connections, a lot of the nepotism, a lot of the relations are based on like, okay, we got a nice government position. We're going to put your son there, or you're going to put your friend there. And in exchange, you're going to do stuff for us, right? It's literally how it works. So like when you slash that job, like, okay, that person's son that that person's friend no longer has a job, and now they have no reason to support you, because it's like, well, you know, like the deal was what the deal was, and now the deal isn't there anymore. This is Eastern European politics, and a lot of Americans are realizing that they're living in Eastern Europe. But yeah, like slashing the government bureaucracy is the worst thing that you can do. I don't know if Elon Musk is actually going to do it, because obviously they're going to resist it. You know, it doesn't just matter if you want to do it, which I assume he does, but it's also the question of, can you do it? Because they're going to use legal warfare against him. They're going to do everything they can. They're going to fight tooth and nail in order to make sure this doesn't happen. And the system has a lot of checks and balances to make absolutely sure that, you know, someone like Elon Musk isn't going to destabilize it. So we're going to see if he actually manages to. I do hope he does. You know, it's kind of interesting to see how all the leftists were saying, no, if you fire, like, how much was it? Like 70% of the staff at Twitter, then the platform will cease to function. And the platform is still there. You know, like some people can complain that they don't like the platform, or it's not as good as it used to be, or whatever. But like at the end of the day, no, Twitter is still there. Like the platform itself is functional. The website is functional. And so it's very interesting to see how they believe that bureaucracy is necessary, that the government should be the one that hires people and gives people jobs rather than the private sector. It's also interesting to see how they call Elon Musk Mr. President, despite the fact that we had the Biden administration where a lot of people were pointing out, well, Biden is having a lot of senior moments. Is he in charge? And even after the speech, even after the debate, where like the entire nation was like doubting that the man can become president, you know, there was that time before Kamala was going to run and Biden stepped down. And even then, like, people didn't ask the questions like, okay, but like, who's really in charge? Like, the man didn't, it's not that he didn't give a good debate. It's like, I don't know if he's there, you know, like he's having senior moments after senior moments. And so, like, after the Biden administration, to call Elon Musk the president is fucking wild, isn't it? Like the balls on the Democrats. Yeah, I do think it validates literally everything that I've said. The only thing politicians care about is maintaining the seat of power and maintaining the group of influence that they created. And they created the group of influence by appointing and giving jobs to people, usually, and this is my take, right? Because it's what's happening in Eastern Europe. I don't see why it wouldn't happen in the United States. But it's usually based on, not necessarily on nepotism, but on mutual interest, right? Like, I give you a job, and in exchange, you'll do something for me. So this is probably the main reason why they freak out so much when bureaucracy is being cut down, because they don't care about the people. It's like, oh, well, you know, there's going to be less welfare. It's like, that would be a good thing, actually. That would be a good thing if they believe it. Because here's the thing. If you're a leftist person, right, and your vote is from the people that get welfare, and your vote is from the minorities and the marginalized ones, and then you have like a right-wing government, and they really mess up with the poor, right? Like they really mess up with the impoverished. Who do you think is going to win the next elections then? Like, who do you like if a government, if the right-wingers like really fuck with the poor, well, the next election cycle, chances are your party is going to be successful. And so you shouldn't be angry, like, as a politician. As a politician, you should be like, well, I mean, that's great, you know, like, it's going to serve me in the next election. But the reality is, like, what they're afraid of is that the government is going to be slashed, bureaucracy is going to be cut down, and the people won't be suffering. That's what terrifies them, because then it's like, well, shit. Like, if you can actually bring prosperity and you can reduce spending at the same time, they're afraid that it may actually work. So this is why they're panicking. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.